Hello, it's Tune In Tuesday. And I've been thinking about how our society teaches us to have energetic self-care. So generally the rule of thumb is to get enough sleep and drink water and get exercise and eat food at the right timing and the right amounts, and that's all we get. That's all we get to guide us, these very practical and useful suggestions. But we live in a world where there are so many people feeling depleted and there's a sense of disconnection with or not acknowledging the other kind of energy and how we get depleted. And it really transformed my life when I started doing a regular energy awareness practice in my life. When I was working in the business world and I was finding myself being energetically aware of activities in the work environment that depleted me, whether it was the passive aggressive anger or these like secretive like energy whacks, what I call energy vampirism, when a person's trying to disrupt you to direct your energy in another direction. All these little games and exchanges that happen between people around power that happen very frequently in workplaces and also can happen in homes and relationships. And nobody really teaches us how to reclaim our energy from that. Nobody teaches us that we can actually actively participate in setting our energy so that other people's behaviors and exchanges don't affect us as much. So that's really what changed my life 20 years ago, was when I realized I could use active meditation to set my groundedness, put a grounding cord on, and specifically notice my space, my personal space, my aura bubble, and define it and know, okay, this is where Natalie ends and the rest of the world begins. So if I set that clear message to the world that this is where my energy ends and the rest of the world's begins, then people know where my boundaries are. They feel them on a level, and that changes how they can get into my space. And then the other part of it is clearing out the energy that's already been affecting you, because it's never perfect. You know, we get thrown off, stuff happens. And so a daily practice of that visualization, grounding, noticing your aura bubble, giving it a color to define where your energy ends and the rest of the world begins, which I like to see is about arm's distance away from my body if my arms are outstretched. And then clearing out my third eye, my mind, my psychic space. When we really take a moment to clean out this space of other people's needs, wants, and desires, ideas, expectations, demands, then we get to be clear and honest to ourselves. So we get to see our truth rather than have our truth altered by other people's needs, wants, and desires. So clearing out the center of your head, calling your energy back to you. That's a fun one. So our energy goes out there. It's going out there in all these different directions when we're interacting with other people. And it's a wonderful daily practice to call your energy back. I like to see a big gold sun over my head and imagine it's filling up with magnetically calling all my energy back to it and getting a healing. My energy is getting a healing while it's in that gold sun before it comes back down into my body. And then I pop it and let the energy run down into the top of my head. And I actively visualize it filling me up from the top of my head to the tips of my fingers and toes. And then lastly, I love to put protection up. Put a rose in front, put a rose behind, to the right, to the left, above and below. You've heard me talk about this practice. But this is truly actively participating in your energy exchanges, actively defining what you're showing up in the world like. And that changes how other people's behaviors affect you. And I see that as the number one way to tend to your energy. So that's my share of this Tune In Tuesday.